Hey guys, welcome back to Stock My Closet. Today I'm going to show you how to make a midi dress. I'm using 3 meters of rayon fabric and the fabric width is 50 inches. Let's start with the cutting. Firstly, I'll cut the back bodice. To begin, I have cut out the body's length from the fabric, that is 17 inches, 16 inches for the actual body's length and 1 inch for seam allowance. Now I'll cut the required width. The widest measurement on the bodice is the bust, which is 10 inches in my measurement. Adding 1.5 inches for seam allowance, it becomes 11.5 inches on the folded fabric. That makes it 11.5 inches on fold and 23 inches when unfolded. So I'll cut 23 inches in width from the fabric. I have folded the fabric in half along with the width, with right sides facing each other. Now I'll start marking the measurements. For the shoulder, take half of shoulder measurement. In my measurement, shoulder width is 14 inches, so half of that is 7 inches. Next, I'll mark neck width. I'm taking it 3 inches. From the shoulder point, mark half inch downwards for shoulder slope and then draw a slanted line connecting it to the neck width point. Next, for the armhole, take half of your armhole measurement. Mine is 7 inches. Since this is a sleeveless dress, I'll deduct half inch, making it 6.5 inches. I'll just mark this point and extend it. Now mark shoulder to waist length, which for me is 16 inches. Next, I'll mark the round measurements. For the bust, take your bust round measurement, add some ease, and then divide the total by 4. In my measurement, bust round is 38 inches and I'm adding 2 inches of ease, so that makes 40 inches. Dividing that by 4 gives me 10 inches. That's the measurement I'll mark for the bust. Next, for the waist, just like the bust, add ease and divide the total by 4. Now join the bust point to the waist point with a straight line. And don't forget to add seam allowance. Lastly, I'll draw the back armhole curve. With that, the marking for back bodice is complete. Now I'll cut it out. This is a leftover piece I have after cutting out the back bodice. Since my fabric width is 50 inches, I was able to get 2 bodice pieces from one length. But if your fabric width is less, like 42 or 44 inches, you may need to cut the front and back bodices separately. To cut the front bodice, I've kept the fabric unfolded. Now I'll place the back bodice on top and I'll cut it out. Next, I'll mark the center on the front bodice. Neck width is 3 inches, so I'll mark 3 inches on both sides from the center and join these points like this. On the waist, 1.5 inches is for margin. From this point, mark 2.5 inches inwards. I'll draw the neckline, add seam allowance and cut it out. Now I'll cut the second piece for the front bodice. I've already cut out another bodice length piece from the fabric. Next, I'll place the first front bodice on the top of it, making sure the right sides are together, since we need to cut mirror pieces for the asymmetrical design. And I'll just cut it out. So bodice cutting is complete. Next, I'll cut the bottom part of the dress. Since I'm making a gathered waist, I just need to cut 2 lengths, one for front and one for back. Fabric width is 50 inches, so I'm using the full width for each piece to get nice gathers. To calculate the length, take the total dress length and subtract the body's length, then add seam allowance. So I have cut 31 inches in length for both front and back pieces. Next, I'll cut the pocket. So here I've taken a piece of fabric. Fabric length is around 20 inches and width is 17 inches. Fold the fabric by half along the width and then fold it again in half along the length. So now I have 4 layers of fabric. Now I'll draw a curved shape for pocket, similar to the natural curve of your hand. This doesn't need to be perfect, just smooth and roomy enough to fit your hand comfortably. I've taken pocket width 6.5 inches and now I'll cut it out. And this gives me 4 identical pocket pieces. So cutting part is done. Now let's move on to stitching. Firstly, I'll finish the neckline. I have cut out the bias tape that's 1.5 inches wide. Place it along the neckline of the front bodice, right sides together, and stitch it in place. Now fold the bias tape toward the wrong side like this and stitch along the edge to secure it. Now I'll trim the extra fabric and I'll again fold it one more time towards the wrong side and stitch it to secure it completely. So I finished the neckline and this is how it will look. Similarly, I'll finish the other side of the front and back neckline. Next, I'll attach the lace, place it along the neckline edge and stitch it down to secure it. Next, I'll add gathers to the bottom part of the dress. But before that, I'll attach the pockets. From the top, mark 2.5-inch downwards. This will be the starting point of the pocket. Place the pocket piece on the front side of the skirt panel, right sides together, and make a stitch. So I've attached the pocket. I'll quickly make the top stitch and I'll repeat the same for the other pocket pieces on both front and back panels. Now that all pockets are attached, I'll add the gathers. And to do that, I'm making a basting stitch. Just set your machine to the longest stitch length and sew a straight line without pulling the fabric. Make sure to leave a long thread tail on both ends. Once the stitch is done, gently pull the bobbin thread to create gathers and adjust the gathers evenly and match the width of bottom to the bodice. So I've added gathers. Now I'll attach it with the bodice. Join both bodice and bottom and make a stitch. So I've attached front, bodice and bottom and this is how it will look. Similarly, I'll finish the back side. So I've attached the shoulder slope and I have finished the armholes. Next, I'll stitch the side seams. Start from the armhole, stitch down through the bodice, around the pocket curve, and continue the stitch all the way to the bottom. Repeat the same on the other side. Lastly, I'll finish the bottom hem. Just double fold the seam allowance and make a stitch along the edge to secure it neatly. And with that, my asymmetrical gathered midi dress is complete. And here is the final look. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions or doubts, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more sewing videos. Thank you.